Hello and welcome to another update video about ETH. Very quiet again today. Ether is still caught in the, mid, maybe even still early stages of this wave 2 correction. There are, of course, a few different ways how this can unfold, this correction. It doesn't make sense to really, talk about every possibility of this current correction. It just doesn't make any sense. There are just too many of them, and to be honest, it also doesn't give you an edge, knowing about all the possibilities how this correction can unfold. I think there are just two main ways that we need to be aware of. The first way is the rather simple, straightforward way where this year was an A wave, possibly the B wave already in, maybe it extends a bit further, then a C wave down, and that completes the wave 2. Maybe as a rather shallow wave 2 correction in the region between $19.05 and $2,000 roughly, and then we start a third wave rally. Or what I have labeled here as wave 2 is just the A wave of an even larger wave 2. We then get another wave B and C. So A, B, C, just basically extended. These are the two ways, and then you need to understand that corrections are unfolding in different patterns. They transform from an ABC structure into a WXY, maybe with a triangle in between. So again, I need to say it all the time, also for new viewers, it is not so important and also not possible to track, we can track, but to predict, every single wave within a corrective structure, which is also, again, which just confirms my view that it's not so helpful to trade the wave counts. It is helpful and useful normally to trade the relevant pivot points, the resistances, the support levels. Basically the levels where certain wave counts get invalidated. The closer you can position yourself against these, the better the reward to risk ratio typically, because you have an invalidation point. So you know that if something gets invalidated, then something different might be playing out, so you know when you want to be out of the trade. If we're just between support and resistance, typically not the best trade setup, right? Because then reward to risk is pretty unfavorable. But anyway, so let's just, first of all, we deal with the question, are we already, so if we assume we are in an ABC structure, that sort of has to be the basic assumption, A, B, C. Okay, if this is going to form a larger ABC, it's not even the question at this stage because we cannot predict it anyway. What we know is that support is at 1676. So that gives us a lot of information about what is the critical support level. Invalidation point for this 1-2 setup is actually down here around 1530. No, it's 1525 roughly. So at the moment, the focus is on lower still against resistance at $2,346. Against that level, I focus on lower prices. And now the question is, now that we've established resistance, we've established support and the invalidation point, okay, how could the structure form on the way down? A couple of ways that I see as likely now with the latest price action. First one is A wave done, B wave done, and we're already in the C wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This wave count is valid as long as the B wave high is not broken. And we've nearly broken it. Well, not there yet, but that B wave high is at $2,245. As long as we stay below that B wave high, this is a valid 1-2 setup with a third wave coming to the downside. The reason I say that is I have got a pretty nice 5-wave move down here actually, which I see as either wave 1 of C, pushing it down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in wave 1, then this is a wave 2 corrective rally and can send us down lower. Or it is within a larger A, B, C structure, the C wave of yellow wave B, which can send us higher in a C wave. And then the assumption would be that this B wave only finishes up there. But hey, what can I say? All I can say is we've got 5 waves down, And as long as we stay below that B wave high, this is setting us up for further downside. It tells us as well that if we break above that high, that was made at 2,242, it will send us likely into the red resistance zone. But that is just really the, let's say, the micro counting. Important is to understand resistance, okay? And as long as we stay below 2,346, the assumption of a still unfolding wave 2 correction is pretty much preferred, and overall downside is still expected. If the price chooses to take the motorway or the scenic route, that is going to be decided, in a dynamic negotiation between bulls and bears. But as long as we have the parameters defined, we have clear levels to watch. That's my update about ETH. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can find the links for those channels in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.